these David talks and sermons that I've been presenting, David's such a rich character. He has so many wonderful, inspirational ideas and life story that offers us to kind of chart our own courses. David was truly a great king. He was filled with so many magnificent accomplishments, but the one desire of his heart, the one thing he wanted to do almost more than anything, was denied him. Talked about that last week. His desire was to build a magnificent temple to God in the holy city of Jerusalem. That's what he really, really wanted to do. But God said no. But I believe that David built another temple, maybe even more magnificent, and was not torn down. In fact, lives on today. David built a temple with words. Think about it, words. If you think about it for a minute, the feelings that words can inspire. When you put those words to music, how your whole being soars to the very heights of heaven. Words. One of Puccini's great operas, there's a beautiful aria which the soprano sings to her father, whom she dearly loves. O mio bambino caro. Translation, my dearest daddy. Oh, what that means. Now, every day, every school day, I drop my little Sarah off, not so little anymore, at school. And she gets in the back of the car and gets her backpack and her lunchbox. And before she shuts the door, she says, "Bye, Daddy, I love you." Wow, what a way to start the day. You couldn't ask for anything more. What words do that absolutely lift you to the heights of heaven? Daddy, I love you. Dr. Wilfred Funk, the author of many dictionaries, was once asked to list the most 10 expressive words in the English language, and he replied as follows. The most bitter word is alone. The most reverent word is mother. The most profound word is father. The most tragic is death. The most beautiful is love. The cruelest is revenge. The most peaceful is tranquil. The saddest is forgotten. The warmest is friendship. The coldest is no. The most comforting is faith. I like much of what is expressed in those words and how they're understood, so that we have this deeper sense of what those words do to us. And the temple of words that David built is just a song, just a few verses long. But oh, how many people have been blessed by that song? How many people have found a reason for the next step in their life? How many people have found themselves really laid out, but in many ways picked up, because they heard the words of the 23rd Psalm. And it literally lifted them out of the hurt and the heartache and the challenge into a different space, a different understanding, a different level of peace. The words of that song flowed straight out of David's heart, because the words literally rose out of his experiences in life. You see, he had known in life when his body and soul cried out for thirst and God gave him water to drink. He knew the time when he was way off track and God brought his feet back on the paths of righteousness. He encountered fierce enemies in the living of his days, but God had given him friends to support him and a table to sustain and strengthen him. His life had been fraught with hazards hazard and danger, yet God's rod and staff protected him. He surrounded him with unfailing love and care. Yet, for all those incredible lines, I have to say, the most profound and the most challenging and the most rewarding line for me is, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." When you read those lines from David out of the Bible, you find instances that we're told he had to deal with death. He had several. He loved his king, Saul. Now, Saul had it in for him, but nonetheless, David continued to admire and really have a great sense of reverence for King Saul. And when Saul died, David was devastated. And then Saul had a son, Jonathan, who was his buddy, his best friend. They had each other's back. And then he found out that Jonathan had died. And then there was that boy Absalom. And that boy Absalom, you heard about it a few weeks ago, rose up against his own father David. Yet when Absalom died, David cried out, "Oh, if I could have just died in your place, my boy." And then the story is told in 2 Samuel 12. His baby boy. In the middle of that passage, a very beautiful truth is announced by David. In his agony before the child dies, but then once he's told that the child is dead, he rises up, goes to the house of the Lord to pray, and then returns home for food and strengthening. At that point, his friends say to him, "How is this possible? How in the world are you acting this way?" And he says, "I cannot bring my son back again. I shall go to him, but he will not return to me." It was that experience and that truth which I believe David years later used in his memory and his crafting of this song we call the 23rd Psalm. He'd come to understand that all of God's children who love him and are loved by him ultimately will be gathered together as a hen gathers her chicks. One day we will all be singing God's praises in heaven, and we'll do it together. The people that you've loved and lost, they aren't gone forever. You're going to be with them one day. They're not going to come back here and be with you now, but nonetheless, there will be a day when we will all be together singing God's praise. And it will be a glorious reunion in heaven. David's experience of having fear no evil, even though you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, because God is with you. It's been confirmed by my own experience. Like King David, some of you in this congregation, my family and I walked through the valley of the shadow of death as well. Like King David and like some of you, is in that walk and we felt in some way the powerful presence of God. You wonder how you're going to make it. You wonder how you're going to take that next step. But somehow, some way, God comes to give you what you need, the energy, the vision, the ability to walk and move forward. Oh, it doesn't lift the cloud. That's still there, but nonetheless, the strength from inside comes to allow you to keep going. I suppose that's why I now like to read that 2 Samuel 12 and the Psalm 23 together, because it reminds me that even when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, God's presence is with us. That sustaining love allows us to remember that we never lose them forever. It is in that love, when God says in Scripture that love is eternal, that's not a fanciful tale, that is the truth. Let me explain. In 2 Samuel 12, we know that the first thing David did after his son's death is he went to church. He went straight to the house of the Lord. People often say to me that after they've known bereavement, the most difficult place for them is back in church. You know, in some ways I can understand that, because they've been together in church and they've experienced certain things, certain elements of spiritual life, that ultimately when they realize they're doing this without that person, it becomes a challenge. However, when we experience the sting of death in our lives, the best thing to do is to get into the church, where the songs will melt us, the prayers will lift us, and God will touch us because we are ultimately in His healing hands, right there, with people who care about us, who care about our journey, who care about what we've been through. And then in 2 Samuel, we notice the next thing David did was to receive his friends. Interesting, when you read this experience of David in death, his son David's friends were always with him. They were always around him. They kept talking to him when he was going through such agony and such fear about this child's illness. When he laid on the ground all night, his friends kept saying, David, what can we do? How can we help you? What do you need? And then ultimately they saw when he finally got the word. They were with him, they refreshed and renewed himself, they fed him, they cared for him, they ministered to him, and I'm convinced that David found strength in his friends. Spiritual strength that ultimately, if you allow your friends to truly come and support and lift you up, you will find some elements of strength gained from their presence. King David's experience is confirmed in my own experience. One of the things my family and I discovered in the valley is that the love of God oftentimes is communicated through people who care about you. Friends can't remove the pain, but they can give you the strength to bear it. At one point in my family, we were leveled by devastation. Other people suddenly appeared. At my father's death, now my father was ill and lived literally 24/7 in our dining room. He couldn't any longer go upstairs to his bed. He lived in our dining room in a hospital bed for 7 years. And my mother cared for him all those 7 years. But when things got really to the point where it was obviously going to come to an end, suddenly my 2 aunts moved in with my mother. That's when I knew the end was coming, because they did not want my mother to go through the death of my father alone. They were there. That's what country people do. We try to take care of each other. We know the challenges that we face, and that's ultimately what the church is called to do for each other as well. I remember at the funeral, my Sunday school teacher came. I hadn't seen her for years and years, and there she was. Kids I graduated from high school with showed up at my father's funeral. You see, my father was a custodian in our high school. And so I knew a lot of those friends and people, and they knew him. A guy from our neighborhood who I didn't think really knew our family very well, he came and shook my hand and he said, you know, your dad helped me once. I never really made much of it. But I really profoundly was encouraged and helped beyond measure. And I just want you to know that your dad meant something to all of us. And I wanted to be here so that you would know that I care. One of the most precious blessings is the friend who comes up and says to you, the Lord is our shepherd, and we are his sheep. And as we stay close to him, we stay close to each other so we get through this thing somehow together. We're here to lift you up. We're here to hold you up. And if your knees buckle and you begin to fall, we'll pick you up. Whatever it takes, we're here. One thing more in 2 Samuel 12, we know that King David refreshed and renewed his spirit and went on to do great things for God. We see it so clearly as his friend asked him, how could he live on after his son's death? My gosh, you seem to be so devastated. How in the world now are you getting up, you're refreshing yourself, you're ready to move forward? He knew that his son was with the Lord, and he knew that one day in the future they would be together. He made it clear to his friends at that point. That fact he put forward, and it allowed him to have a lean forward experience in his life. He knew that he needed to make every moment, every decision, every relationship count. He became a man with such vision, sensitivity, and spiritual power power that he wound up becoming a person that is known in Scripture as a man who was after God's own heart. How would you like that to be the epitaph on your life? You were the person after God's own heart. What a glorious statement for a life. The experience of King David has been duplicated in my own life. You know, a lot of times you do want to languish in the past, even though you go through the valley of death. Often you want to stay back where things seem to be different. Paul believes, one of my friends, a kid from, in general, the neighborhood, kind of far away, but nonetheless, we all got together and we played some of the sports together, neighborhood pickup games mostly. He liked to throw the football, and I liked to catch it, so he became the quarterback, and I was allowed to be the end. I remember vividly the day that the word came that he was killed in Vietnam. Many of the old gang gathered at his mother's house, and many young, big men broke into tears. In Psalm 23, King David speaks of moving through this valley. We don't pitch a camp and stay there, we move through it. Our lives have a forward lean, even when we don't want them to. That God keeps calling us forward. God says, don't stay in that bitter pain. Allow yourself to go forward and continue to do great things, knowing that I'm with you, and also know that one day we will all be gathered together in my great house. Also, in my own family, I remember that we thought and felt the world should just stop the day my father died. Didn't know how it could go on. I mean, how can this world continue to revolve, and how is it possible that the world moves forward? But it did. So many days I want to call my dad and say, Dad, what do you think of this? My mother died, and I want to call my mom, and I want to say, hey, Mom, what's going on with the family? She always had some news for me. I want to call my sister, who died just last year. My sister was great at remembering things about the family that I would struggle to try to remember, and I'd call Becky and I'd say, hey, Becky, do you remember that reunion when so-and-so did something? Oh, yeah. She'd tell me the names and the exact experience. Those phone calls are over. But we continue to move through the valley. We know that those that we lost won't come back to us. We're grateful for every memory and cherish every thought. We're grateful for those who are willing to share with us those memories. All that is wonderful. It doesn't ease the pain. It cannot bring them back. But the promise of our Christ is that one day we will all go to Him. Facing death some years ago, the late Stuart Alsop, the journalist in New York, was asked how he could stand the pain and the fear and the ravages of cancer that was taking him. Alsop said, I sense that I'm in God's hands. And God does shear the bitter and brutal wind to the shorn lamb. I love the story of the eagle that's teaching his young how to fly. The ceremony begins with the destruction of the nest. You can't go back. It's gone. The old eagle tears up that nest, throws it over the cliff, and then takes the little eaglet and, circling and carrying it high into the sky, tilts her wings and drops him off into space. Fluttering and screeching and screaming, that eaglet drifts down, frightened and scared for their whole life, but that larger eagle mom is circling around. And long before it would ever have any chance of hitting the crags or the rocks below, she swoops underneath it and gathers it again. And then repeats the same process, taking it way up and dropping it off. Sometimes 4, 5, 6 times until it finally realizes that it can soar too, that it can flap its wings. For David, for you, and for me, we are that equal. And in the shadow you are falling in the valley, but you will. You should know that the fall will not be fatal, for you are watched, you are loved, and cared for. You will find underneath you are the everlasting arms of the shepherd, who will make sure that you are safe, not only now, but you are safe in his house forevermore. That's what goes forward to lean in our lives. We are determined to make every moment, every decision, every relationship count, knowing that God's goodness and mercy will follow us all the days of our lives. We'll go on to live with our loved one in the house of the Lord forevermore. That's what I wanted to share with you from my own journey through the valley of the shadow of death. Well, I can tell you from my own experience that in the moments when we are tried to the utmost, when the depths of our souls are plummeted, when we walk the deepest into that valley, in the moments like those words of that old Jewish king stand alone. Nothing else can suffice. He alone allows us to know that we will be okay. That God is our God and God is with us. God created us, God loves us, and God will sustain us. They are the great songwriter's greatest song. The words flow straight out of his heart, and you and I know those words, most of us in our own hearts. If you like to, quietly mouth them with me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forevermore. Let us pray. Lord, allow us to sing that song not only today, but every day in our hearts. For we know that you're with us. We know that you've promised to be our Lord, and you've promised to sustain us in every way. We know that in you are the everlasting wings. For we hear it in the book of Deuteronomy, the eternal God is our dwelling place, and underneath are his everlasting arms. Be those arms for us now and always, we pray in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.